Hello and welcome to the highly underrated and quite awesome BMW 4 Series. This is the facelift model, and if you can spot the differences between this and the model it replaces, then I have good news and bad news for you. The bad news is that, well, you don't have a life, but the good news is you're a proper BMW fanatic. It's been 3 years since BMW revealed a facelifted version of the 3 Series, but for some reason they waited until last year to apply the same changes to its two-door coupe. The changes include, and you kinda have to trust me on this one, there really are changes to this car, even though they're hard to spot. We now have the new LED headlights with a more angular looking angel eye, full LED taillights, a digital instrument cluster and some funky looking new colors. But other than that, the car is pretty much the same design-wise. It has the same wonderful M Sport seats, the same comfortable back seats that can easily fit 2 adults, and the same spacious boot, featuring 445... Anyway, those are just the visual changes, and if we go beneath the skin of this new 4 Series, there's even more. It has a new suspension system which is stiffer than before, but weirdly at the same time it's more comfortable, and it's also got quicker steering. And even though these changes are incremental, you can definitely feel their effect on the car. Granted, the 4 Series has a perfect 50-50 weight distribution and it's known as a great driver's car, and that allowed the people at BMW to focus more on the details. The steering has more weight added to it, which makes the car even more fun to throw around corners. It handles very well, and even though it has some initial understeer as it enters the corner, the xDrive all-wheel drive system sorts out everything in no time. There's a small hint of body roll, but all in all, this is a very capable and great handling car indeed. Something that remains unchanged from previous versions is the excellent 8-speed ZF transmission and the engine. A 3-liter turbocharged diesel unit capable of producing 258 horsepower and 560 Nm of torque. It can take the car from 0 to 100 km/h in just 5.2 seconds, and the top speed is obviously limited to 250 km/h. It's very responsive, it pulls quite hard starting from a tad above 2000 RPM, and it keeps going until it reaches the red line. Something you can't really say about most diesel engines nowadays. I really loved this power unit on the 5 Series. It felt really capable and willing to make that car feel fast and agile. But I have to say that it really comes alive in this smaller 4 Series coupe body. Throttle response is even better. The car feels fast all the time, and thanks to the xDrive all-wheel drive system, it has no issues putting all the power down. It's such a versatile engine, this. It's quiet and refined when you drive it like a normal person, but if your name is Paul, you have a YouTube channel, and you try to make it like you actually know what you're doing behind the wheel, the engine transforms the car into an angry beast. And what about this awesome 8-speed ZF gearbox? I can't praise this transmission enough. It blends in so well with any type of application it gets thrown in, and recently it made its way into the new M5, and it will eventually end up replacing double clutch transmissions throughout BMW's lineup. Who knew that torque converter automatics will get to be as fast as double clutch transmissions so soon. But with all that being said, the combination between this coupe body, the xDrive all-wheel drive system, the 6-cylinder engine up front, and this wonderful 8-speed ZF gearbox is probably the best one I've ever tried from BMW. Everything just works so well together. It does, however, have some faults. For instance, yesterday, after a quick 20-minute blast down some mountain roads, the brakes began to overheat, and for a second or two, I lost the brakes completely as the brake pedal went all the way to the floor without actually stopping the car. And then there's the steering, which, as I mentioned earlier, feels a bit heavier than the old one, and while that's great for spirited driving, it's not so much fun around town as it makes you work a bit harder to tune the wheel, especially when dealing with sharp turns and parking. But hey, you didn't want the 3 Series, did you? You wanted the 2-door Sport Coupe, so I guess you kinda have to deal with it. And even though the 4 Series is starting to show its age, especially on the inside, the small changes brought by the facelift help it retain its crown as the best 2-door coupe out there. This is a highly underrated car, it's a proper grand tourer with real sports car handling. I love it. Anyway, my friends, this has been my review for the 4 Series Coupe. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for lots more content to come. And because YouTube likes to screw with its creators from time to time, you might also want to click the notification bell next to the subscribe button so you actually get notified whenever I upload a new video. But until next time, take good care of yourselves, my friends, and I'll see you around.